This is VOA News, reporting by remote. I'm David Byrd. Less than 3 weeks before the Winter Olympics start, Beijing has reported its first COVID-19 case with the Omicron variant. Chinese officials said Saturday the person lives in the city's Haidian district and that people who have had contact with the patient are being tested. Those who had contact with the infected person have also been ordered to report to authorities. The Winter Olympics begin February 4th in Beijing. The Chinese capital has promised to hold a simple, safe, and splendid games. China is facing a diplomatic backlash from the United States and several other countries over what has been called crimes against humanity in its Xinjiang region, where Muslim Uyghurs have been detained in large camps. Beijing vehemently denies the allegations. World number one men's tennis player Novak Djokovic has arrived for a hearing in Australia over whether he will be allowed to stay in the country and compete in the Australian Open starting Monday. Djokovic was driven to his lawyer's offices in Melbourne Sunday morning for the virtual hearing. The 34-year-old Serbian player spent Saturday at an immigration detention hotel after Australian Immigration Minister Alex Hawke revoked his visa. Djokovic, an outspoken critic of COVID-19 vaccination requirements, was given a medical exemption to compete by Tennis Australia because he had recovered from a case of COVID-19. However, national authorities said he was not exempt from strict vaccination rules. Australia has undergone some of the world's toughest COVID-19 lockdowns, and more than 90% of all adults there are vaccinated. However, hospitalization rates in the country continue to hit record highs. This is VOA News. An underwater volcano off Tonga erupted on Saturday, triggering a tsunami warning for several South Pacific island nations and reaching as far as the west coast of the United States and Alaska. Reuters' Soria Ali has more.
Footage on social media showed waves crashing into homes. Residents there were told to evacuate immediately.
We have a tsunami warning at this time. Please evacuate to higher grounds immediately. This is from an volcanic eruption near Tonga. And we are now under a tsunami warning for American Samoa.
The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, based in Honolulu, later cancelled warnings, but said a tsunami advisory remains in effect for the U.S. state of Hawaii. Fiji has also issued a warning urging residents to avoid the shorelines due to strong currents and dangerous waves. The eruption of the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai underwater volcano, located about 40 miles north of the Tongan capital of Nuku'alofa, caused a 4-foot tsunami, according to Australia's Bureau of Meteorology.
That's Reuters' Soria Ali. A former Haitian official sought in the killing of President Jovenel Moïse was arrested in Jamaica Saturday. AP's Julie Walker reports.
Police in Haiti say former Senator John Joel Joseph is now in custody. Meanwhile, police in Jamaica say other people were arrested with him, and they are trying to figure out whether they are family members. Joseph is a political opponent of the assassinated president. In late October, Jamaican authorities arrested former Colombian soldier Mario Antonio Palacios. He was recently extradited by the U.S. and awaiting another court hearing. More than 40 people, including 18 former Colombian soldiers, have been arrested in the killing of Moïse, who was shot several times at his private residence in an attack that also injured his wife. I'm Julie Walker.
Actor Alec Baldwin has surrendered his cell phone as part of an investigation into a fatal shooting on a New Mexico film set last year. A Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office representative said Baldwin's phone was turned over Friday to authorities in New York's Suffolk County and that information from the phone would be provided to investigators. Authorities obtained a search warrant last month for the phone's contents in their inquiry into the October 11th shooting on the set for Rust. Baldwin was an actor and co-producer for the production. Investigators have said that Baldwin's prop revolver discharged a live round during a rehearsal, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and wounding director Joel Souza. Reporting by remote, I'm David Byrd.